last time, Fox, the player of Rick the Map will not be joining us this session for some unspecified real life reasons. And we all hope he's okay. So this won't be too impactful of a session, and so we should be fine to go on without him. So last time, the party started off facing an ambush by these mysterious cultists, now revealed to be something called the Cult of the Violet Flame, and the cultists themselves went down like bowling pins, and the strange monsters they summoned as allies proved to be a little bit tougher. But in all the confusion, one somewhat more competent cultist burst from the shrubbery and tried to attack Rudy. He failed and fled the area. And after the skirmish, the party found and rescued a man named Sir Humphrey Johnson, a cliffside knight who they found tied up in a sack. The cultists had kidnapped him for what purpose he could not say. As thanks for the rescue, he cooked them a good meal that night. And with some pondering and discussion, they went down and went to sleep on the road. So, it's the morning after. I assume you're continuing your journey back to the village?
Yeah, I definitely would say so, yeah.
I'm down for that.
So, right. So you all continue back, and Humphrey is sort of riding next to the cart on Boris, his mastiff, and just like making very bombastic small talk with whoever cares, with like whoever speaks to him. And so as you all I'll pass into the village. Let me check something real quick. Okay, so Heaven, you actually noticed this. As you pass into the village, you're passing by a farmer, by just a bit of farmland, just a wheat field, and you pass, and you pass by in the wheat field. You actually spot he spots Chloe, the apothecary you bought those healing potions from, just lying in the road. I mean, not in the road, in the middle of the field, just lying back.
Is she relaxed, or does she look like she's in trouble?
Completely relaxed. Like, she's just lying there vibing.
I motion to the nearest person next to me. Look who's in the field. I would say CeeLo.
CeeLo looks over. Oh, she's vibing.
As a foreigner, I have not heard this vibing term before.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Heaven just raises an eyebrow and says, "What's vibing?"
Oh, it's like relaxing, kind of. It's a new term all around the folks.
Okay, because it sounded completely something else in my mind. If you know what
Well, I can guess what you mean. So anyway, you continue on into the village. It, it, as you continue on to Hilna's estate, and you and you find and you find a couple servants there. They appear to be shipping some of her stuff out. No sign of Hilna herself.
I approach one of the servants and ask, "Excuse me, but where is Lady Hilnut?"
But you must be some of her employees. Yes. There was an attack recently upon this estate, and Hilna thought believed it would be wisest to relocate to her quarters in Lundruck.
When no, unacquired character. Was this the same attack that we dealt with?
Yeah.
All right.
Like you would assume so, anyway.
I actually remember her saying this, so this makes sense.
All right. Do you have an address? We've come back to make our report.
Yeah, one moment. Yeah, he right. He digs up a piece of paper, and kind of like jots down an address and just hands it to you.
Much obliged. I then go back to the others and let them know we gotta go to Lundruck. Lady Hilna's there at a new place.
It must be her private estate. Oh well.
How many estates does this woman have?
Someone of her caliber, I would assume 2, maybe 3.
And Heaven's eyes just like widened in surprise. And I thought one was enough.
Land is a very valuable resource.
She's rich.
Out of character, I know that. It just Heaven it just shakes her head. Honestly, except for situations like this, having 2 mansions doesn't seem practical.
It does if you want to keep going around place to place and find a good home. Also, family stay your private estate, and it's about normal nowadays for people.
It's normal to have a home away from your family.
I wouldn't say a home away from your family. I would say like a home to visit with your family. Like let's say like this area normally has a good springtime compared to the rest of the Lundruck area. So I would say this would be a good like a vacation home, as I say.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, my family never makes enough to have a vacation. In fact, I think except for one of my brothers, all of us live all under the same roof. Still. Well, except when I left my country.
So we'll just go silent at that because she doesn't want to admit what she thinks, how many vacation homes she might have.
Well then, shall we make preparations and get a move on?
I say that's a sound idea.
I suppose we do gotta get there eventually.
As we're making preparations, Heaven decides to ask CeeLo a question.
Hmm?
I haven't even said your name yet.
I know, but I can assume you're gesturing, so.
Uh, so, are you a wizard? A sorcerer?
CeeLo thinks for a minute.
Roll. Tell you what, that's actually a very technical question. Go ahead and roll Arcana to see if you even know the difference between those two things. It's not gonna you had a pretty good a good education, so it's not going to be a high roll, but it is a fairly technical question.
Well, yeah, Heaven's just making small talk.
Yeah, you don't know. It was a DC of 10.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I was going to say I wouldn't know anyway, so Sheila just shrugs. Magic came naturally to me, I guess. I actually don't know much about it.
So you don't know how you... So you don't know what you are?
Well, I know I didn't learn it by... Well, that's hard to say, actually. I did, technically. It's kind of foggy to me sometimes, honestly.
So you have no idea how you got your powers?
I know it was recently. That's about it.
Heaven is... She looks at Celia for a moment, then has another thought. You know, why are we here?
It's not a question. What are you talking about?
Well, remember back when we first met? You, me, and Rick, we didn't exactly have a reason to go to Lady Hilna's. In fact, out of it,
There
in
was a
fact,
celebration on, and everybody was going there to.
I know I'm trying to set up something.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
thought
like-
you'd forgotten.
Yeah, I'm.
When people forget stuff, Flella, that is my job. I job to remind them.
Okay, sorry. I was just trying to help.
Anyway, so after saving Lady Hilna, you mean Rick? We had no reason to follow up with Lady Hilna. If anyone, it would be Rudy and Talos.
I'm gonna... Scylla shakes her head at that. There's always a reason for it. To be honest, I could have headed back to the Lundruck, but I chose not to. I wanted to make money. I wanted to help, and Lady Hilna offered us a bit of gold, so there was always my reasoning on that. And I'm sure exploring the lands is easier with a group than it is just by ourselves. But I understand where you're coming from. You need to have your own goals set aside, Heaven. What do you want to do?
Well, Heaven thinks for a moment. I'm actually trying to help my country with something. Something really bad is happening. And I'm one of the many people that have been sent out on to try and figure out how to solve this problem. If you want to know more, you gotta roll insight.
I could try. My rolls are not good today.
Yeah. Oh well. We all have those days.
It could be better. That's all it is.
Yeah,
I mean, I doubt there's going to be any real combat this session, so you probably don't need to worry.
That's good.
Like, basically, there's not going to be any combat this session unless you guys do something really out of line. And then that won't even be combat. That'll just be a slaughter.
Oh boy.
And not in your favor.
Okay. Solo tries to study Heaven's expressions and gestures for a moment and probably gleans not much from it. So she looks ahead and thoughtful. I'm just trying to find a friend.
A friend?
Yeah. Just someone I miss.
What is this friend? What is this friend? What do they look like? What is their name?
I actually don't know.
Heaven is now confused. You're looking for someone you don't know? Yet you do know?
I feel like I will know if I see him. It's hard. Other than that, I actually don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry.
Heaven thinks for a moment, then shrugs his shoulders. Well, no, there's no need to worry about that. If you find him, you find him. But if you need any help with that, you're free to ask us. I'm pretty sure Talos would jump in at the exact moment if Rudy agrees to tag along.
No, I think Talos is the type of man who would just jump in regardless if it was going to help someone. He seems like that kind of folk. Ain't that right, Talos? She shouts out to him.
I suppose so. I wasn't entirely sure what you were all talking about.
See? He doesn't even know he says yes.
Well, I guess that's true.
Alright. Well, let's move on then.
Okay, so okay, so okay, so are you going to stay the night in this village, or are you going to press on to Lundrock? Yeah, like Uthal like Uthal and the horse and cart are staying here for the moment. By the way. Okay, so,
Might be easier to move at night.
yeah. Well, like no, a little bit longer than the night. Like for all intents and purposes, this is where you part ways with him for the moment.
Oh, okay.
What time of day is it?
I'd say mid-afternoon at this point.
And how long does it take to get to Lundrock?
Couple of hours.
I think we can make it. What do you guys
like
think?
on foot, a couple of hours. You're kind of sort of in the you're like kind of sort of in the Lundrock suburbs right now.
I think we can make it. What about the rest of you?
Fair enough. The sooner we get moving, I'm sure the sooner we can, well, catch up with Lady Hilna.
Well, you're not. Like on a passing servant says, "Oh, you're not going to catch up with her. She left days ago."
Well, in a sense, the sooner we get back to her. Besides, I'm sure our little tag along would like to meet her as well.
I mean, if I never want to miss a meeting with a fair maiden, but it didn't like Humphrey. He sort of just pipes up, but Lady Silo, Lundrock, does it have an airship port?
All right. Well, do I need to recall that?
No, you don't. It does have an airship port.
All right. Scylla nods. And does, in fact.
And Lundrock it is then. He's like, he's basically gonna go. You're gonna go with you to Lundruck and then like catch a flight home.
All the way back.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So. Okay. So. Okay. So you all head towards the end then.
Yep, I'm good.
Yeah. So as you all head towards there, like Silo, you look around and you actually see something interesting. Remember that. So, remember that one dwarf farmer that, like, the first guy you told his fortune to in
Yeah.
the session? You see a bunch of guards leading him down the street in handcuffs.
Oh.
Like, as he passes by, he mutters, "I just wanted to be more than a farmer."
Scylla frowns at this and just lowers her head.
Yeah.
Does heaven notice this? Hello?
What?
I said, does heaven notice this?
Give a moment.
All right.
What, you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can
No,
you
I know
hear me?
I know you're here, Dream.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so a night at the inn is gonna be 2 silver each. I think. Yeah, 2 silver each.
Okay.
I think we can do that.
Yeah. Silo, what time is it?
At this point, it's I mean, still mid afternoon. Wait. Oh, actually, wait. Were you? Wait. You were setting out straight out to Lundrock, weren't you?
Yeah, we were.
Oh, never mind. Forget what I said about the inn then.
Okay. I was like,
Right. So you're walking. Okay. So you, as I said, you guys are just walking for a couple of hours, which is actually a nice change of pace after all that time on that damn cart. And eventually, after a while, you kind of crest a hill, and and then you see it. To the southeast. There's a large lake with a few rivers that lead out to sea. Directly to the north, Mount Tython and looms large on its own, maybe a day or two's travel away. And right in the middle of all is the massive walled city of Lundruck. And it's an ancient city. He built in sort of concentric rings spreading out, and in the middle of it all, all built on the hill in the middle. The Acropolis looms large. You can see it even in the distance. Now, as you approach the gate, you have to wait in a bit of a queue to get through the gate. And as you go through, some of the guards there stop you and ask you for identification.
Scylla looks over to the guards and shows her pedigree, her scroll.
Well, you'd actually be showing your signet ring Lady Wright, you and your companion are the rest of them, are they with you? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Or yes, sir. Sorry, she's never good at
Go,
this. So.
go right on in. Like all the guards actually stand at attention. Like, oh shit, a noble, like she could get us in a lot of trouble if we piss her off. Like that's kind of they don't say that out loud, but it's the kind of sense you get from them.
Right.
Well, I didn't know you commanded so much respect.
I honestly never had to use it, so I didn't know either too much.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it gets us past the hassle of gods, then, well.
Just mind yourself here. That's all I ask.
Okay, so the address they gave you, like you're entering through the west gate, and that would put you in that would actually put you in the market district. So you see, okay, kinds of merchant. So you pass by all kinds of shops, like a few taverns and inns. Like this is basically where all commerce takes place in the city. And you guys are headed, like Hilna is headed. Like the address that the servant wrote down for you, Hilna's residence is actually located in the Acropolis, which is where all the government buildings and also all the temples in the city are.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
So you guys are like, you're in the outer market district, like, and Silo, you would know that, like, well, obviously you would know that the outer districts of Lundruk is where basically the further toward, the closer to the center of the city you are, the more upper class everything is.
Right.
Yeah. Because like you're closer to the Acropolis then.
Mm-hmm. Well, we gotta go past a few more walls, but we should be almost there soon.
Yeah. No, it's just one big wall.
Oh, it's only one big wall. Okay, got it. I was thinking more like Attack on Titan style for some reason.
Yeah, no. Like I've never seen Attack on Titan, but yeah, no, it's just like basically the way it works is that like the city just was built out. Just got built outward from the Acropolis, and like the walls have been knocked down and moved further outward a few times as it expanded.
Right. Okay.
Well, this is certainly a very busy place.
It's a harsh place to start a business, and a good one if you have the right opportunity.
I prefer the closer knit feeling of the little hamlet we were in, but well, such as it is.
Oh, don't you get fooled. There's a lot of sharks around here. With that said, we should head out.
Yeah. Okay, so you. Okay, so you. So you head through the center. I forgot to play the music. Okay, so as you head to the So as you head through towards the center of the city, like all the shops like all the buildings you see, you slowly get more and more upper class. Like everything, everything, like all the prices you see in the windows get like higher and higher. Like eventually you get until eventually after it's a pretty big city, so let's say another 45 minutes ish of walking. You're very much in the rich part of town, and eventually you come to another, like, basically, well, I told us wall lie. There is another inner wall, like, that's just surrounds the Acropolis, and like basically it's a much smaller circular wall with like several magnificent buildings just poking up behind it.
Yeah, I thought that would be the case.
Yeah.
The Scylla should know, but I'll just ask in curiosity. Where's her friend's store at?
Yeah. Her friend's store would let's say it's in it would be in the Middle Market District.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
If it's on the way, Scylla would stop by there.
And one moment. Like, so yeah, your friend and your friend. I haven't actually prepared. He was the one character I forgot to prepare a sheet for. I'll worry about that later. But your friend is actually a male siren.
Okay.
Named what was it again? I'm sure you gave. I'm sure you. Oh, actually, wait, no. It's a centaur. You gave it made it a centaur. So yeah, he is a centaur named Anesthesia. Scylla, have you been? You've been gone a while, I think.
It's been a good bit. It's good to see you again. Got a new product in?
Like, well, I mean, updated versions of the old, newest installments of the old, of a lot of the old stuff that you used to like. Like, and he points to just like a bunch of old like serial, a book series and stuff. Like, there's a few new titles there.
Okay.
And then he also like looks back back and forth and like sort of like just leans over and whispers to you. Haven't been able to get any of the new magic stuff in, unfortunately.
Shame. No, it's a little bit rare nowadays, though.
Yeah. Like, I have, got plans for this guy. Didn't think you'd be visiting.
Fair. But where's that book at? The one you let me read one time.
Out of character. What book was this?
This is the book in question about the last thing I sent you. I'll resend it to you.
Actually,
I don't know if you wanted to be in that store, but if it is, I don't know where else. Yeah.
No, that actually is exactly the kind of place where she would have found it.
Okay. I thought so too.
I did, and well, I do still have. I do still have it. I don't. I don't know. But damnedest thing, I still have it. Something weird's happened. The letters have all suddenly scrambled.
Huh. Can I see the book?
Uh, uh, yeah, yes, and and yeah, like he leads you into one of the back room, like it's the kind of it's the kind of a beaded curtain room where most bookstores would usually just keep porn.
Yes.
Yeah, so like he uses it to if his more if his sort of a more, let's say, rarer wares, and he pulls it out, and it's as he said. And it's as he says, like the letters in the book are all just scrambled. It's all just garbled nonsense now.
Question: are we all with her?
Silo, did you bring the others in with you? Because
I would like to show. This is one person I would show the friends to Silo.
So
you are all there with all in there with her, and like he introduced himself. You guys see like a fairly he's slender. He's a centaur, like dark hair, fairly slender, not super athletic for a centaur. Like his lower body is that of a deer.
Heaven just when they gone to the beaded room, she looks at Seal like, I didn't know you were into that kind of thing, Silo.
Into what kind of thing? She just looks confused.
Like, okay, so like then she just chuckles, like it's a little bit young for me, Miss Miss Heaven. Yes. Hey, friends of yours, Silo. By the way, when you look around, Rick is nowhere to be found. Presumably, he found himself a nice tree to just relax in.
The Rick thing to do.
Yeah.
Out of character, quick. Heaven was talking about, possibly be the bookstore, part of the bookstore with the porno. So,
yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so again, like we get all that out of the way, and he would not let the rest of you through the beaded curtain. So your characters are free to draw whatever conclusions they want.
It's very dangerous.
Well, Silo seems to trust him enough to go back there by herself, so...
That was out of character.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so anyway, back to that. So you open the book, and the words are all just scrambled and garbled. Like, the letters are just all rearranged. They don't even form real words now.
Huh. This is different. Say, I have a little bit more money this time. Am I able to buy this book?
I don't remember. He looks at it. I'm honestly not sure I want to sell it to you at all now. Like, if it's magic, and if I don't know what. Like, I thought I knew I had the magic on this thing pinned down, but now, I mean, clearly I didn't know it, so it could be dangerous.
That's fair. As long as you don't give it to anyone else.
Yeah,
this is my favorite book.
Yeah, of course, Silo. Like, he pats you on the shoulder, but, like, how closely do you examine the book?
She would try to, like, see if she can remember the wording of it, so she would look at the book very well.
Well, go ahead and roll an intelligence check real fast.
Alright.
Like, okay, like, it takes a couple that's very good. Like, it takes a couple scans for you to figure it out, but there is a pattern to it. You think it might now be, like, you don't know if it says something different now, but you think it might be in some kind of code now.
Still, like, gives a thoughtful look at the book once more after seeing it. Yeah, it's scrambled, but there's a pattern to everything. Every other letter, for example, seems like a noun. Well, that's all I can get from gleaning off of it.
Okay. Well, like he looks at it thoughtfully. Huh. Well, he flips through it. Gonna roll. Gonna roll an intelligence check for him. See if he can spot it. 4. I take your word for it. Oh, by the way, I'm rolling NPCs with real dice now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. And Heaven, why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go ahead and just roll a quick investigation check, just to see if you see it. And you, I mean, you do spot one, and that you don't really I don't know, where do Heaven's literary tastes lie?
She dabbles in just about everything.
That doesn't help me.
Probably like adventure, mystery, romance, sometimes horror.
You do see a few intriguing looking books in the romance section. Like, you never heard of any of them, but they have intriguing titles and like fancy covers, and they look really pretty.
What are the titles?
Fuck, I book titles now.
Good, nice job. You dug yourself that hole there.
Yeah. No, you dug me that hole when you made your friend a bookstore owner. Hold on. There's one interesting looking one called Court of the Immortals.
Am I able to read what it's? Is there like a summary I can read to figure what it's about?
It appears to be some kind of historical. Like, I don't know. It appears to be like, near as you can tell, it's a dramatization of a love story between an angel and a fiend of some kind.
Evan buys the book.
Yeah. So, like, what a book. Yeah, like this. This will be like. It'll be like a silver. Like, this isn't an expensive bookstore.
Alright.
Yeah. So like Thesia he comes out and sees you holding it, and found something you like.
Yes, I would like to buy this.
Court of the Immortals. That's a that's a very good one, actually. It's got a very no. I won't spoil anything for you. That'll be 1 silver, please. One moment while I get my ledger. Like, he sort of like goes behind the front desk and like pulls out a ledger. Like, he writes you up. He writes you up a receipt. He takes your silver. He writes you up a receipt and just hands it to you.
You're supposed to take that, Heaven.
I was already aware of that, CeeLo.
Just in case.
We have bookstores in my home country. So yeah, Heaven takes it and uses the receipt as a bookmark. And while everyone does their thing, Heaven gets a start on her book.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, you could. Well, you're about to head. I mean, does anyone else want anything from the bookstore?
I am good personally.
You know what? Just for the hell of it, I'd say Talus goes and looks through the bookstore.
Yeah, like
In particular, he wants.
Here's
Sorry.
novels. So if you're looking for like an instruction manual on how to kill stuff, I'm afraid he won't have that here.
Nah, I think it's more of he's curious to see if, well, his people have entered the sort of fictional consciousness, I suppose.
Yeah. Interesting point. Like, I should note that, like, the people in the Valley of Life and Death in general don't do a ton of writing. Like, they tend to go more for oral traditions.
Yeah, I thought as much, but like I said, it's more of, this is kind of a different culture. It's like, well, maybe there's sort of like this exoticism with regards to people who live in the valley. Like maybe someone's written a novel about it.
Yeah, like you actually do find a book with like a picture of a Leonin on the cover. It is the most hilarious testosterone overdose thing you've ever seen. Like he has, Leonin has improbably bulging muscles. There's a scantily clad woman, like, sort of clinging to his leg. It's like all that sort of just, it's Conan the Barbarian shit.
That's
Yeah, the moment Talus does see it, he just bawls out laughing.
So you found something you like?
Maybe not for the proper reasons, but this is just this is ridiculous.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. I mean, I'm reasonably certain it was intentionally written. Well, as long as it's got a smile on your face, I'm reasonably certain it was intentionally written to be ridiculous.
Well, why not? I'm sure there'll be times where I need to rest it, and I'm bored from training, so it would be about a silver, correct?
That one would actually be 5 copper.
Okay, fine. Just need to quickly 5.
Okay, so now in character, I actually got to come up with something for Court of the Immortals. If you want to know what this book is like, just read a Conan and the Barbarian book.
Yeah, I mean, this is more Talus is just going to read it for the hell of it. He's not going to go looking for a Leonin romance novel or something. That'd just be ugh.
Yeah. I actually do have something in mind for the romance novel. I don't know how much Heaven's gonna like it.
Alright, so let's see here. For a second.
Don't worry, there'll be like more volumes as we go across the world. We'll find them in every door we go into.
But yeah, just assume that.
What?
Sorry.
Well, are you talking about the Conan book or the romance book? Because
I'm talking about the Conan book. It'll be like the meme of the group.
Oh yeah, like this is gonna be a meme.
But yeah, you said how many copper? 2 copper, you said?
5 copper.
Fair enough. Alright, there we go. But yeah, Talus has bought it just for the hell of it, and we can move right along.
Can I speak now?
Sure, go ahead.
Rudy walks up with 20 random books and just places them down and asks how much it will be.
Like looks over all those. I was like, he spends 5 minutes just like adding it, he spends like 2 minutes just like counting.
After about, let's say, 1 minute, Rudy places down 1 gold and says, "Will this cover everything?"
More or less.
Alright, Rudy takes the 20 books and then walks away, leaving the gold piece.
Okay, he's gonna go ahead and roll insight on you. Don't have his character sheet ready, but for now we'll call that a 20.
Rudy wants to know everything. She's a wizard.
Have fun.
And she thinks 1 gold is a fair price for 20 books that probably aren't ever going to be sold normally.
Hey!
She just picked 20 random books and he's gotten a gold from it. That's a pretty fair deal considering your bloody prices.
Yeah, but like aren't ever gonna be sold. No, but anyway, he's offended by the notion that he wouldn't be able to sell them normally.
That I was just saying.
But
what's
that's all.
his insight. Like Rudy didn't say that out loud.
Oh yeah, I know. Like that's all. Like that was all mental. Like none of that got said out loud.
Okay.
But anyway, anyone have anything else they wanted? Well, actually,
CeeLo, I mean, not CeeLo, having gawks at the books Rudy has, and she's like, how in the world are you going to carry them all?
I'm carrying them fine right now, am I not?
I mean, when you travel.
I'm carrying them fine right now, am I not?
But how are you not overcumbered?
Because books don't well. Because how much do the books weigh?
They're most of them are paperbacks, the ones you've got, so they're not that heavy, but they do take up quite a bit of space. Speaking of books, actually, the tome you found, and have you finished copying down all the spells you want to?
There was a time with a spell I couldn't understand, and
you're still able to copy it though.
Yeah, I copied it, and you told me it was crossed fingers.
But that was as from a scroll. The tome was something else.
Oh, no, I haven't copied them out yet.
Oh.
Because it costs money to copy spells into my spellbook.
Right. Well, we'll get to that. Anyway, so with that done, after this, it's actually getting kind of late. So with all that done, I assume you head on to Hilna's now?
Yep.
You pass into the Acropolis, receiving a slightly more extensive a checkpoint than at the outer gate. But they do let you in because they recognize that you're part of a noble family. And then when you get to Hilda's place, it's like you get to this one. It's not really an estate, it's so much as it is part of a really big apartment complex, like a sort of a condo situation. So you head in, and so you head in, and like you eventually approach like her like her what's the word her let's call him a condo for now. Her condo. Oh, and you knock, and I assume. Okay, you're right outside. At her door, I assume you knock.
No, yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, Hilna herself actually answers the door. Oh, it's you, Pot. Right. Wait. What happened to the map pack? Is the map pack all right?
We assume he is. He's probably sleeping in.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, come in. I assume you're here to give your report. And she like ushers you into it's not as luxurious as her estate out in the country entry, but like it's a pretty nicely appointed room. Like it's a sort of civil servant first class, you might say.
They don't give you much room here, do they?
What?
Just they don't give you much room here, do they?
Oh, it's enough to do my job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, actually, Silo, you're the one directly talking to her. So go ahead. So why don't you go ahead and roll insight on her? That's actually just enough. Like she seems a little bit lethargic right now compared to when you last spoke to her.
Huh.
Like a little bit tired.
Miss Hilda, are you gonna be okay? Have you been sleeping?
That obvious, is it?
Yeah, it pretty much is.
I have been drinking a lot of coffee lately. I'll be fine. Just just been having some been having some trouble getting to sleep ever since that attack. But anyway, we're here to talk about. We're here to speak of the. You're here to give your report, right? Tell me, the scouts are sent? Are they safe?
We rescued several of them, but there were a few that didn't make it.
How many did you rescue?
I thought we rescued all of them, actually.
No, I think one of them died before we got to them.
No, they were almost dead.
How many did you rescue? Hilna asks.
Let's see here. There was I believe 5 or 6 in total. One was a tag along, and I believe.
Okay. A tag. I said 4. I'm gonna have to pay the new one, aren't I? Well, I'm glad you're all right.
It was 6 people in total, but one was like an extra from the camp.
Okay, to clear things out about a character, there were 5 total, including the tag along.
Okay,
Yeah.
including.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
there
It
was.
6.
Yeah. Okay. I'm very glad to hear they're all right. You've all earned your reward, as well as possible future employ. I mean, if things shake out right. And she she heads into another room. Like you hear sort of like the clicking of the rattling of keys, clicking of a few locks, and she comes out holding a pouch, and she just hands it to you.
Zilla would take the pouch and make a slight bow to her. Thank you, Miss Helena.
100 gold each, and the pearl necklace you requested. I believe that was our arrangement, yes?
I'm glad you remember the necklace. And still hand the necklace to Rudy. Along with her portion of the gold.
Rudy will nod her head and give a quick thank you, and then immediately, can I identify spells, or is that not a thing?
Well, there's not. I will say, well, if you want to identify the spell in the tome, like, you won't be able to find. Like, you won't be able to figure out its name. You'll be able to figure out something of its nature, though.
Alright. Rudy will just walk away slightly and then sit down right where she is and start identifying the spell.
Wait, like, she lays eyes. Wait, by the way, well, we'll get to that, but first, when Hilna lays eyes on that tome, her eyes just seem to bug out of her head. What? Did you find that in the ruins? Like,
Well,
she's looking right at the tome you're reading.
Well, yes, we did.
Like, perfectly preserved. Perfectly preserved Keshak, right? I think this is an amazing find. So, cut off a bit, Rudy. The spell. So the spell you find, it seems vaguely similar to a sleep spell. But there's something different about it.
What level is it?
It is a second spell.
Alright. So it would cost 100 GP to copy it into my book.
No, it would cost 50 GP. It would take you 4 hours. Yeah, like the gold price remains the same. It's the same. It's the it's the amount of time it takes that changes based on level.
Oh, okay. Only time increases per level. Okay. I always thought it was per level, but first time being a wizard, really. In that case, I will close the book and I will rise, and then I will turn to her and say, "You can have it when I'm done with it."
Well, of course then. Like, did you find anything else? Like, she seems like her old slight lethargy is suddenly gone. She suddenly seems much more animated now.
Rudy will, in a rather monotone and bored voice, explain in excruciating detail every single thing that happened down there.
A manticore? Oh my.
I have the trophy if you want me to prove it.
Wait, and then wait, they picked up an Arcranian? Like, she seems horrified by that.
You mean the Dark Elf?
Yes, the Dark Elf. Tell me I misheard.
Well, I do remember overhearing something about a god, but I tuned out.
Oh, no. Let's hope their reputation for picking ancient ruins clean is exaggerated. Oh, no. But anyway, like, so, you say you found another book. Can I see that?
Has Rudy finished reading it?
By this point you would have, yes.
Rudy will hand it over. Then I'm going to, I will take my 100 gold and immediately spend it to get the materials to copy the 2 spells I've got into my spell book.
Okay, that's gonna take you a few hours, so I'm gonna, so I'll put you on hold there. But by the way, like, Hilda's condo does have a guest room, so, and she offers to let you stay the night.
Rudy just carries like let's say 100 pieces of paper and like her 20 books, and just slowly walks up, closes the door, and you don't hear from her for like the rest of the day.
Right. Alright. So, one of the so one of those spells was mirror image, so you can just and so you can just like put that in your book right now.
Yep, and I'm assuming you'll add the other one in later.
Yeah, I will add that one in when we roll back. I'll back around to you. Like, so and then and then like just all of you just show me everything you found. Let's see what we're looking at here.
I have a question. Do you have any other rooms? Please tell me you do.
I'm afraid my living's. I'm afraid in my government quarters only come equipped with one guest room, but it is big enough for all of you.
So let's check, see if the door is locked.
It isn't, but if you happen to open it and peek inside, you find that paper is everywhere.
Please be if they come in, please be respectful that they need to walk on the floor.
Fine. I am going to reluctantly make a thin path to each of the beds, and then go back to work.
This is a very spacious guest room, by the way. And there's easily it's like a quadruple hotel room. There's easily enough room for all four of you, but and yet Rudy has managed to get paper over every square inch.
Gotta love her.
Yeah,
so better than staying at my parents. All right.
I'm not gonna read into that, but anyway, so all the artifacts you found, lay them out for me. Let's see what we got.
Scylla shows the alchemy jug.
Oh, this is well, obviously I know what this is. They have them, they have them in the academy. They have plenty in the academy labs, but so similar to how they're made today. So that's interesting. Definitely from those times. They've got those Keshak runes all over it, but otherwise, don't mess with the good formula, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And she gazes at it for a moment and says, "Mayhem." And then she looks aside. Okay, so new discovery. The Keshak people did, in fact, have mayonnaise.
Oh, yes, and we also found this stuck out the side of a cliff. Talus shows her the Archon blade.
Acheron blade.
Acheron blade, sorry.
Yeah, that's from the bit. She looks at it. Seems to be in very good condition, and it's definitely it looks like a Keshak artifact. But and their Arcana smithing is outside my area of expertise. But I do know someone who would be able to tell you more and would love to buy it off you if you were willing, of course.
That's assuming they can give me a better deal than what this thing has been able to offer.
That's a very fair point, but still, I will direct you to him. His name's Malarai. He's a magical antiques dealer of sorts, and I've worked with him plenty of times.
Well, I suppose it's worth checking in with him.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't want to sell it, he might be able to tell you more about it.
And being a magical antique dealer, as you claim to be, perhaps we may be able to find more items of interest in his little store.
Oh, absolutely. I'm not sure you could afford them, but you could but you'd certainly be able to buy them. Oh, by the way, who's got Rick's share out of character of the payment? Because someone have to give that to Rick when he gets back.
Yeah, we'll say. How about Talus is holding on to it for Rick?
Oh, let me just put it in his character sheet real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah. So.
Okay. Here we go.
It was certainly a surprise to see a manticore calling that ruin its home.
Oh no! Oh, not at all. Lots of horrible creatures like that call it home. But then, okay, next like what else you got? What else? What else you found?
Well, not necessarily at the ruins, but we also found this on our way towards the ruins, and he shows the immovable rod.
That's definitely not a Keshak artifact, but it's always fun to see these things. And she seems amused. Is more than anything else.
There was a cursed armor, right?
They show up in the weirdest places.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Heaven decides she's going to ask a question.
Yes.
If I may, is there anything specific you're looking for in these ruins, Lady Hilnut?
Well, any kind of knowledge would be the big thing. So, these books you found, I honestly, I'm going to pay you extra for these.
Oh, yes, we, now that Silo has mentioned it, we did find some leather armor.
Huh, interesting. Lay it out. Let's see what we've got.
And, with some help, Talos lays out the, leather, golem armor.
When you explain, I assume you explained to her what you've been able to find out about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
The people of Keshak were not a squeamish people. Another one from Malaray, I think. Although this is an interesting piece of kit.
It certainly seems to be more detrimental to the wearer than anything else.
I don't know about that. Lightning absorption can be a very fun thing.
But going into a blind rage at any moment's notice.
And I mean, only if you get hurt really badly. I'm not a warrior. And then she her the smile just drops from her eyes when she said, "I'll leave that to you." Another one from Malaray, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't figure it out.
Just to...
Did we tell her, out of character, did we tell him about the ambush?
The ambush on the way back? No, you have not. Oh, actually, wait, Rudy, would you have included that?
Would I have what?
Included the ambush in your explanation, or did you stop once we, or did you just talk about the ruins?
Just about the ruins.
Okay, then no, you have not mentioned the ambush to her yet.
Yeah, Heaven's going to speak.
Yes?
The reason why I asked is, on our way back from the ruins, we were ambushed by cultists.
So they're persistent cultists, then. Great.
I'm just curious.
The smile is gone from her face now.
I'm just curious. Would there be anything that these weirdos want?
I have no idea. I mean, never been attacked at home before.
Can I roll insight on Lady Hilna?
Go ahead. This isn't gonna be a hard check for. She's a very expressive lady.
Wow,
she seems kind of sad.
Just, I don't. Out of character, I don't know if Heaven's encountered any cultists during her travels.
This is the only time you have run across this particular. These are the only 2 times you have run across this particular group of individuals.
It's just in the adventure books I have read, and this is in character, by the way.
Yeah.
There's usually,
Do not believe everything you read, dear.
well, even so, there is some merit.
Okay, tell me what you think.
I think these cultists are after something on a catastrophic level.
They usually are.
Well,
We get the sense that she's read the same. From that, you get the sense that she's read the same and a lot of the same kinds of books as you do.
it's just these cultists have been attacking. First they attacked the festival, then you, then us. There's got to be some sort of connection.
They called themselves the Violet Flame, didn't they?
Hilda's gonna roll. Hilda's gonna roll history on that one. Yeah. 17, good, but not good enough, unfortunately. Yeah, I've never heard of it. It's, I mean, I don't know. Maybe there's some academy researchers that might know. I don't know. I don't know.
One group of cultists is no different from another. They're all mewling. They're all just mewling children who worship some facsimile of a god.
And throw fire at people that can kill you. Let's not forget about that part.
They go down easy enough. But regardless, I believe that should be a discussion for another day.
Yes. There's a. There's a cafeteria downstairs. I'll make sure you all have clearance to get food from it.
Okay, thank you, Elna.
You all have my thanks. You all have my thanks. Now, and like the smile, like she opens up the one book that Rudy did give her, and the smile reappears on her face. Let's see what this book is. This thing is.
So I finished copying
like
it?
No, I'm talking the other one you gave her. Yeah, like so. Some. Oh, the Academy Mages are gonna love this. And then she gets to the part with the word that you could, that the translator failed to identify. But she doesn't seem to need a translator spell. It looks like she can read and speak the old Keshak language. Like she gets to that word that Rudy failed to read and says, "Mythalar." Huh? Don't know what that is.
Mythala?
That's how it's I mean, that's how it's pronounced anyway. I have no clue what it is.
Could it be a name?
Maybe. If I have any free time, if I have any free time for my bureaucratic duties tomorrow, I might have to visit the academy. Maybe the library will have something I need.
Well, keep us updated if you can.
Of course. Of course. I mean, like, honestly, I wouldn't mind if you. Honestly, I wouldn't mind if you kept working for me on this. You've done a stellar job.
We'll see. That will be up to the group's decision.
Of course. And now, I'm going to go make the arrangements for the cafeteria. I'm sure you all must be starving. It's probably been a very long day for you.
I'm sure some of us more than others.
Oh, yes. Well, make yourselves at home. And then she heads out, and then Rudy, so I assume Rudy doesn't go down to get dinner.
Nope, she's too busy copying the spells.
Well, then we'll fast forward over to when you're done copying the tome spell. And yeah, it's an interesting little thing you come up with. Let me just get it out. Here we are. You may feel free to share or hide it from your comrades as you so please.
Oh, let's have a look at this. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Odyssey of the Dragon Lords had some fun stuff in it, and I decided to restrict it from you so I can hand it out as rewards like this.
Interesting. Alright. That'll be all. I will hand the book over to the lady now that I've finished with it.
She immediately tucks it in her arm because she's still reading the first one. Thank you. By the way, it's past midnight at this point, and you realize you're starving.
I'll just go and raid the kitchen, like I own the bloody place.
Well, she doesn't have a kitchen. She does have a. Wait, you mean the cafeteria kitchen? Because Hilda herself doesn't have a kitchen. She does have a minibar.
Yeah, I'll just raid the minibar.
But Hilda chuckles when you do that. College student syndrome, huh?
She's actively always reading.
Rudy glances up with a Twinkie in her mouth.
I didn't know.
Indeed.
I didn't know Twinkies existed.
It was the first junk food I thought of.
I'm sure they're called something else, but I mean, it's literally just a pastry full of cream. That's not. It's an eclair. We'll say it's an eclair.
Yeah, that's fancy enough.
Yeah.
Just the image of just deadpan Rudy raiding the fridge and just waddling back to the bedroom.
As you pass Hilna, who's she's putting away she's just bookmarked the first book and she's getting ready for bed herself. But good snacks are in the back of the fridge.
Rudy will lean further into the fridge.
Yeah, so you all settle into bed then?
Yeah.
Well, before I fully do, I will look over to Rudy and mention something. So, I know you've been somewhat targeted recently, at least from what I'm putting together.
Rudy will glance over and keep eating. Hold on, I can actually add sound effects to this. Ready? There you go.
Would you like another set of eyes on your back? I can lend you my familiar for a little bit.
Sure, if you want.
Yeah. And she will just command Hope to like go up to Rudy and rest on her shoulder. Just don't stay too far away.
Rudy will like glance to the. It's a little dragon, right?
Yeah.
Rudy will glance at the dragon and then just give it a tiny bit of the eclair she was eating, and then just take her treasure trove of snacks and head to the room.
Yeah. The beds are.
Right. She pauses at the door.
I'm sorry. The beds are self-precipitating, so crumbs stay off it.
Like she'll pause at the door and go, "Oh, thank you," and then she'll walk in.
Well, it is what it is. And Scylla would prepare for the night before heading to bed.
Okay. Technically, we have a little left, but that's all. But this is actually a very natural stopping point, so I think we're going to end off here for tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so a bit of a short session this time, but I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had fun.
Yeah, it was a nice one. Nice little role play. Good to see more of Steeler's background and everything.
Yeah, like that's going to be the even the next few sessions, basically. Like, yeah, unless you start a tavern brawl, which I suppose is possible, and would be helpful.
Rudy implies someone's mother was a walrus.
I mean, given the amount of beast, given in the amount of beast folk that exist in this world, that is actually a serious possibility that might actually be the case.
She's just speaking hard truths, and someone doesn't want to admit it.
No, she's speaking literal truths, and someone and getting really confused by why she's making such a big deal out of it.
Anyway,
well, your mother is a walrus. How'd you know that?
Because you're half
Anyway.
walrus.
Yeah, anyway.
it's the tusks and the very round and flat nose.
So, I don't actually know if anyone watches our streams, but if you do, I hope you had a good time. Later.
We got 3 people watching. But yeah,
Oh, really?
see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Later.
All right.